What up, y'all? Welcome to the Gunslinger Gaming Frosty Pints podcast. I'm Gobi. With me tonight is Bomb Tank, Nighthawk, and Zero Burn 75. So sit back, enjoy the ride, because we have no fucking clue what we're doing tonight. How
Nope.
y'all doing tonight?
It's all by the seat of the pants.
Wait. We know what we're doing on a good night? Wait.
Wait,
Yeah,
Tank, you're wearing pants to this?
Uh,
yeah. Well, I guess we didn't say it was the pantsless podcast. That
we didn't
is
say
true.
It wasn't though.
That is true. So, first off, I'll touch base with game that we've all been playing well minus Zero because he hasn't joined the cool kids yet. So Ghost Recon Breakpoint new immersion update came out last week. Bomb and Nighthawk both played it for the free weekend. I believe they both own it. What are your guys' thoughts coming from other types of games?
All right, I'll hop in there then. I'm digging it. It took me a little bit to get into it, but now that I'm playing and getting used to the controls and learning everything, it's a fun game. There's a lot to do. Definitely not your typical run and gun shooter like any Ghost Recon. It's always stealthy. Um, but I don't think I've played a Ghost Recon game since like Ghost Recon 2 on PC, and that's a long time ago.
Yeah. Uh, what about you, Nighthawk?
Yeah, I mean, I was actually never into. I played and owned the last Ghost Recon. What was it?
Wildlands?
Wildlands. Yeah, I just never got into Wildlands, but I'm into Breakpoint. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, it was. We definitely had some interesting times. Ran with both these guys quite a bit. I will say Nighthawk and I had the most interesting encounter I think I've ever encountered in Breakpoint. So all the enemies inside the bases are randomly generated, and this one mission we go up to do, and there's these AI called the callers, and basically they call in reinforcements. Um, and there was 8 callers in this one mission. There's like 15 total guys in a drone, and there was 8 callers, and they never got a call out. Like they never got a call out for reinforcements, because somehow by the seat of our pants, we managed to snipe or take down every one of the callers as soon as they made the call, which was pretty insane. Uh,
And then aiming for an enemy, I shot Gobi with a 53 millimeter cannon.
and that was supposed to make me feel better that he wasn't aiming for me. It didn't at all. Um, yeah, no, it's been fun. I know Canyon's been running it too. He had a little rocky start, but I know he was really enjoying the game now too. It's crazy to see the game go from what it was to what it is now, and hopefully where they're going to go next. I still would like to see actually offline play and AI teammates, but um, as we experienced with Tank today with the sync shot drones, I mean, we cleared out what a whole fucking room in 3 seconds
Yeah.
without alerting anybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though, like the one thing I learned today is I've hit a wall where I almost need to turn because I went in to the immersion mode right away instead of gear score. But some of the materials you need to get are really hard to find in immersion mode where they are easy to come by if you run the gear score. Gear score.
Yeah, so what he's talking about is like the weapons. You get like metal parts and whatnot, and that's what you use to upgrade your weapons. Um, if you play with the gear score on, of course you get all this loot drops. So when you get weapons as loot drops, you just break them down, and every time you break down a gun, it gives you metal parts and that type of weapon parts. So say you break down an assault rifle, it gives you assault rifle parts. Because you're playing, immersion mode, you don't get loot, you don't break anything down, you don't have those parts. So really, the only way to get them are doing the convoys and missions and whatnot like that.
Yep.
So
Yeah, which I tried hitting some convoys and I got none of the materials I was looking for out of it. So I may go back and turn emotion or gear score on
yeah, it might not be a
for
bad
a while.
idea.
Or you could just stop sucking.
Oh man.
Get good, scrub.
All right, fine. I'm going back to Destiny 2.
Well, there's an upgrade.
Yeah. So now I know that none of you guys play it, but Modern Warfare 2, great nostalgic game. You know, very controversial campaign. So they decided to release a remastered copy of the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. That's cool, right? It's only $20. Shockingly, that's pretty cool too. And of course, we're still waiting. Where do they shoot themselves in the foot? Right? That's the question you're
Right.
all asking yourself. Oh, that's
Absolutely.
right. It's a PS4 exclusive for 1 month. And there it is, boys.
It's only a month.
Yeah, I was shocked at that too. I thought for sure it'd be 3 to 6 months, but somehow, apparently, end of April it comes out, April 31st or something like that. It releases on PC and Xbox. It should be noticed that all the maps from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 are being put into Call of Duty Modern Warfare, so they're not segregating their multiplayer base. Um, I'm kind of hoping at some point all the Spec Ops missions from Modern Warfare 2 somehow
Yes.
make it into Modern Warfare, because that would be fun.
I'd agree with that.
I mean, I did finally complete some of the co-op missions. Those are they're way fucking harder than I remember a Call of Duty co-op being. Not that that's a bad thing, but it just definitely took me by surprise at how fucking difficult they can be.
Yeah, and I never really played Call of Duty for the campaigns. It was always the PvP end of it.
Yeah, or the Spec Ops. I was a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah, it was
co-op.
the opposite. I only played them for the story.
So when Modern Warfare 2 comes out, are you gonna buy the campaign for $20?
No.
No.
Yeah, it'll be a
Yeah, no. I'll probably still be in Breakpoint at that moment.
yeah. I mean, there's still plenty to do. I mean, fuck, there's still a shit ton to do in the division yet that we haven't touched. Oh, we should
Yep.
note the season 2 stuff, or not season 2. Sorry, shit, fuck. Week 2, boss for the division is also out this week, so you can
Yep.
now take out was it Jupiter you said?
No, it's Venus.
Venus. Yes, I'm looking forward to that EMP fucking sticky bomb though. I don't know why, but I am.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
right
I
up my
know
alley.
it's an EMP sticky bomb. Like, when is that going to come in handy? All the time.
Are you fighting the Black Tusk? It'll come in handy. Are you fighting the Cleaners? It'll come in handy. I don't know. I don't know how, but it will. I'm sure of it.
We can make it come in handy, all right?
I'm positive. Yeah. It's crazy the lack of news out there because of the stupid Corona shit that Nighthawk really has. We're serious. He has it. You guys should watch out. It spreads.
Yeah,
Oh.
you don't want to play with them at all. You'll get it.
Yeah, I got that digital Rona.
That's why I'm in quarantine for 14 days. Damn it all. I have to stay home and play video games. Fuck. Rough life.
I absolutely love how the World Health Organization is so consistent with their message. A year ago, they said, "Oh, video gaming is bad; it's a terrible addiction." And then, like 2 weeks ago, they came out and said, "By the way, video games should be good for you during this time where you're quarantined." Really? Get your fucking message straight, for fuck's sake.
Here, you can cure this disease if you get this disease over here. And then we got this magical snake oil lotion that'll cure that disease too. But you gotta wait a while. Yeah, so apparently more people are playing video games on Steam than ever before. It said its third record in as many months. I believe that's what they said. Yep. This 2 weekends ago, when 20 million concurrent users hit the system on March 15th. A
Wow.
week later, the record was broken again when more than 22 million players were on Steam at the same time.
Jesus.
That's wild.
Yep. And
And that's 22 million people having sex.
And then it was broke again at 23 million people.
Anybody out there in podcast land listening to this, if you end up pregnant during this time where we're quarantined, we fully expect you to name your baby Ronan. Just saying.
Well, I mean, somebody's got to be getting some out there somewhere. I mean, there's definitely 23 million people that aren't. But, well, surprisingly, guess the top games were Dota 2, PUBG, Grand Theft Auto 5, and Rainbow Six Siege. Interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, two of those I can see. I still can't believe PUBG is still that popular. I figured with Apex and Fortnite it would be about dead by now. I do feel like Apex is probably the better
They all
battle
suck.
royale. I agree.
I agree with
I
Mom.
just don't agree with the battle royale stuff. Just isn't, I don't get it.
So the one thing I did like, because obviously Call of Duty came out with their own battle royale update, this last update or the update before. They did one thing in the battle royale genre that I really liked. You start out with a pistol and 3 magazines. Every single person starts out with a pistol and 3 magazines.
Yeah.
So at least if you drop right next to somebody, you still have a fair chance at winning that one-on-one battle with that person. Instead of, having to worry about a loot, who gets the loot first. Like, you still have that tactical, where you still have a gun, you can still win one-on-one. Like, you can go the entire match without looting a single weapon and still be viable in the game. I like that. I'm still not saying I like the Battle Royale. It did some things that I found were interesting. They added the gulag, which the first time you die, you're put in this gulag, and you basically then you do a 1v1, and if you win that 1v1, you respawn in the world.
Yeah, but also if your teammate dies at the same time, they can tell you where the other person is coming from and throw rocks at them.
Okay, now that sounds fun.
Yeah, like they did some neat things with it. I'm still not. I mean, and of course, the Battle Royale is free for everybody to play. I'm not saying go out and download the whole 168 gigabyte download on PC to play it.
I could just throw up a little.
Yep. Well, it's 96 gigs on Xbox. I can tell you from experience, it's 96 gigs on Xbox and it's 168 gigs on PC. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's a pretty game. It plays well, all that stuff. But the free game, I don't know if that's worth 168 gig download.
Hell no, it's not. I ain't gonna take up that much space on my hard drive. Fuck that shit.
Right.
I
have the space, and I still don't have it.
Oh no, I have the space as well. I just no.
It's still Call of Duty. Like, at the end of the day, I mean, as much as I'm enjoying it, and I really enjoy the domination for PvP, which surprises shit out of me. I actually have fun going in and playing a domination match in Call of Duty. I still don't know if it's good enough for me to recommend if it's not on sale. If the game's on sale, I highly recommend picking it up. It's a lot of fun to play. The PvP, the co-op, I haven't touched the campaign, but from what I've heard, it's pretty decent. It's not very long, but it's a decent campaign for a shooter.
They've never been long.
Right. And speaking of nostalgia, guess what coming to PC later? Halo 2.
I know. Me, my pistol.
Hooray.
The fighting tests or the alphas or whatever for Halo 2 have started. They're expanding into Ring 2. You still probably won't get in, but hey, the good news is it's coming. I'm actually surprised to see how fast they're pumping out the Halo games in the Master Chief Collection. I mean, it's like, what, one every month or one every 2 months they're putting out a game?
Yeah, I don't got a problem with that, though.
No, I mean, I don't either.
I see no issue with that either.
No, I mean, and they're when they come out, they're they're relatively bug free. Like, they're they're solid, which is something the Master Chief Collection on Xbox did not experience.
Nope.
I mean, they really shot themselves in the foot with the launch on Xbox. I mean, that thing was... I was actually really looking forward to the Master Chief Collection, and then it was just like... It was so bad. Like, so
Yeah.
bad.
Emu and I tried playing some of that on Xbox, and it was hard. It was hard to get through.
Well, it's because they didn't fix any of the bugs
Right.
in Master Chief Collection. They left the bugs in. If you're gonna remaster something, at least take the fucking bugs out.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's... I mean, you got to do that. But, I mean... Well, the only other ones I know that did remastering right is the Metro series. Both of the Metros that they remade were just fucking amazing. I mean, the first ones are good. The original Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light were good. But the remasters are just... They're fucking amazing. The atmosphere is just great. I haven't played Exodus yet. It's now on Steam, so I'm kind of waiting for the spring sale or whatever, and I'm probably going to pick that up. Yeah. There's another game I wanted to talk about, too. It'll come up later, but League of Legends developer Riot Games is doing a first-person shooter game called Valorant. I'm not really sure. I mean, they make League of Legends, so they have money, because
Right.
League of Legends is League of Legends. But I don't know if I'm in this game. Like, I don't know. From what I've seen, it looks like, the graphics are good. I have a feeling it's going to be a AAA game, but it doesn't do it for me. I'm not excited. I'm more excited about Outlanders or whatever it is, the Sony one that looks like
Yeah,
Destiny.
I mean, I don't
Outriders.
follow them too much either, so I'm not too well known with.
Yeah. Well, I guess the other one we can talk about is World War Z is free until April 2nd, which this podcast won't be up until after then. It's only free on Epic's Game Store. I think it was on sale on Xbox for like $10. They added crossplay, but I'm a little upset with how they added crossplay because it's not actually crossplay. I'll explain. So, playing on PC, we can technically play with people on Xbox. However, the only way to play with people on Xbox is if you go into open matchmaking. So, I can't say Bomb has a game on Xbox and I'm playing on PC. I can't start a party with Bomb and then go into a lobby in World War Z and play the same game. There's no cross-platform party system. So
That's stupid.
yeah, there's crossplay, but the only crossplay is in open matchmaking. So basically, if you're in open matchmaking and you're on PC, you could end up with somebody on Xbox. That being said, if you ever played Left 4 Dead, or you ever sunk thousands of fucking hours into being stoned out of your mind playing Left 4 Dead with friends on your couch on your Xbox, you will like World War Z. It will remind you of Left 4 Dead, and you will enjoy it. It's a mindless zombie game. It's got some tower defense stuff to it that's pretty cool. But all in all, it's literally Left 4 Dead in a third-person objective with different heroes. That's all that there is to it.
So Nighthawk, you're downloading it. We'll fire it up after this.
That's a stretch.
You really need
Worth
to
a
get on
shot.
that. I'm saying.
Yeah, I'm getting on it. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to make an account for you and just add it to your account and then send you the information.
Sure. It might get done faster that way.
Yeah.
You mean it might be done before April 2nd when you gotta buy it?
Yep. But let's be honest, if I have to buy it, I'm just gonna blame it on you.
I mean,
Gobi's
fact.
fault. Hey, it's all right. As long as he plays with me, I'm all good.
That's gross.
Hey,
I hope you wash your hands
get your
afterwards.
damn mind out of your gutter. Of course I practice the 5. I mean, what the fuck? I got kids, man. Wash my hands probably 3 times as much as you do.
Bro,
they look at me and I wash my hands.
Bro, I have OCD. I guarantee you don't wash your hands as much.
No, I don't own stock in hand sanitizer. Although that would have been really good stock to buy about 3 months ago.
Fun story. I actually invested like $15 into Zoom stock right before all this happened. Yeah, I made a little bit of money.
But
Oh, it's worth $16.
probably worth 20.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot, but it's gonna pay off a couple bills.
Nice. That's always good. Yeah, I'd never played the stock market myself. I was too busy playing video games.
I am the stock market.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, every once in a while, we get a game that has a shitty launch. Oh, wait. That's like every game.
Every game.
So,
At this point, yeah, pretty much.
yeah. Well, Last Oasis had it harder than most. Apparently, the game went live and then had some deep-rooted server issues, which basically made it unplayable for most people. Developers said they're taking the game offline while they figure it out, and then they did something crazy. They are going to offer full refunds to people who own the game regardless of how much playtime they have in the game, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, not something you would expect at all in this day and age.
No, I mean, and as upfront as these guys are, I probably wouldn't, if I had bought the game, I probably wouldn't have returned it just because, I get it. They basically are taking the game down for a week to give their coders and programmers a chance to get ahead of it and try and solve the issue. I think they're doing the right thing by offering the free refund, but like I said, I give them the credit they're due and give them a chance. I mean, most devs would just cut and run, and these guys owned up to their issue and took responsibility and.
It'll be interesting to see how they come back from, refunding everybody their money and
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I'd be more interested to see at what percent of the player base actually asks for a refund, because my guess from what I was reading, and I did some other research on this too, like the devs have been pretty they've communicated really well with since the game came out, so it'd be interesting to see if they earned trust with the way they communicated and stuff like that. I know it seems crazy to trust a game developer, but they didn't communicate. They owned up to their mistakes. They said we're gonna fix them.
so basically they've done everything that Bungie hasn't.
See, now you're getting it.
Yeah, wait, yes, something like that. I mean, and Bomb brought up Anthem, which is interesting because I actually really liked the game. I enjoyed the story. Right up until the story ended, and then.
So what, 3 seconds into the game?
Yeah, that's pretty much after a week you were pretty much done with wanting to play it.
Well, see, I'm actually stuck. I can't beat the game. I can't solo the final mission. For whatever reason, and there's literally nobody playing the game, so I can't even get help from randos to come in.
That's because you didn't miss much with the end of the game, because before you actually even fully kill the boss, they kill the boss for you.
Well, way to ruin it for them.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't. I basically got it because Loki wanted it because it was the flying reminded him of Iron Man. At the time, Iron Man was his favorite superhero, so we got Anthem. So we could fly around like Iron Man. Um,
Yeah, it
I
was a fun game,
realized,
but it got boring in a hurry.
yeah, like it was a tale of two games. Like the story mode of the game, it was a decent game, but when you hit end game, there was no game.
Exactly.
Like there was no end game, and I
Even
mean,
inside of like their open world, like there is nothing going on in their open world, so you can't really play their open world either.
yeah, it wasn't. It didn't feel alive to me. Like there was a lot of flowers and stuff, but there was no wildlife. Like we run around in wildlands and you see deer or goats or whatever. You see wildlife all over the place or people, and there was like nothing. There's random
Yep.
spots of enemies, and that's it. Like
Oh,
there
there's like
was
some
no.
flowers you could collect too.
Yeah, but I mean, there was like no like wildlife. There was no life in the world. Like they didn't nail the atmosphere, and it really hurt
Yeah.
the game. Like I'll bring it up again. The Division, like that atmosphere, it didn't carry over to the Division 2. Like the Division 1's atmosphere to me is still probably one of the best atmospheres ever in a game. Like you felt bleak, you felt alone, you felt depressed because the virus just hit. Like the game worlds played to that. Like it made you feel those things, and it was great. Plus it was snow, and that was awesome. Um,
Yeah, I really don't know why they got rid of the whole snow thing.
yeah, it's I really wish that they reduced the time to kill a little bit more in the Division 2. I mean, we did just get an update that tweaked some of their health and stuff, um, and it's definitely made challenging and hard more fun,
Yep.
and definitely more viable. Um, it's still a challenge, but it's more fun to play on challenging than it
It's not
was.
tearing your hair out.
Right.
Challenging.
Yeah, it's
Although that fire still is a little ridiculous.
yeah. I
Very
mean,
bad.
I was reading online that basically you have to have some kind of hazard protection or fire bad. You have to sacrifice a stat to put hazard protection on your gear, otherwise you're just gonna get raped by fire. I don't necessarily agree with that. I do hope they fix it, but if you're having huge issues with fire, apparently if you put some hazard protection on your gear, it will help.
But what is like 10% hazard protection gonna do?
Yeah, I know. Like, I mean, at a million, that's gonna save 10,000.
Right.
Yeah, I don't. That doesn't
No.
really. Yeah,
100,000, but yeah.
100,000 still. I mean, woohoo. you
Right.
still only have
Woohoo, you're now down to 90,000 damage.
right. We still have already dead. We're still already dead 1.5 times. So what the fuck does it matter? I mean, I think I have like 272k health and 665k armor. That puts me at like 900k armor and health. And yeah, they do anything over 1 million damage, and I'm fucked. And I don't even have a glass cannon build.
Yeah, I enjoy the the game of Division more than Breakpoint, but the actual mechanics of a headshot kills a guy to me is the way. If they put that kind of killing or damage numbers or whatever into Division, that game would be spot on.
So basically, what you're saying is if they made Division the same way as they do Breakpoint, you would like.
Yeah, I mean they're both fun in their own rights, but
Yeah, I think what he's saying, like, I mean, Destiny 2, we were just talking about this earlier. Destiny 2 does it. I mean, you basically kill people as fast in Destiny 2 as you do in Breakpoint, um,
yep.
for the most part. And they managed to do it, so it's entirely possible for the Division to pull off the same type of thing. Um, it's just a balance thing, and I don't. They might never get there. I mean, it's going to be different, but it's not horrible where it is. It could be better, is all we're saying. Is it
Yeah.
could be better.
And one of the changes they made recently have made it a lot better.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they could tweak it so it takes the time to kill them guys are a little bit faster, and the time to kill us is just a little bit longer. but I mean, we're splitting hairs, and it could just be because my build's not completely optimized too.
And you like sitting right on top of him when you're trying to kill him.
Yes, you face tank, which
Yeah.
is not a sound strategy.
I'm a rusher. Hello.
That's what
Wait,
boggles my mind. How you like
You're
break
Russian? Wait, what?
Yeah.
not even close to the same realm.
Oh, I know. Well, I see. I'm a huge Arma guy too, and I play Arma completely different. Um, I actually play Arma way slower than I play Ghost Recon, and I play
I was gonna
Ghost
say that's
Recon
what you said
way.
about Ghost Recon, and you play Ghost Recon exactly like you play the Division.
No, that's not true. I play Ghost Recon way more stealthy than I do the Division. Division, I literally run headlong into every single encounter.
Maybe more stealthy, but you're still right up in their face because you want to knife them to death.
Yeah, that's nothing new. Like, it's been my MO since Battlefield days. Yeah, I was ranked number in the world, whatever, when they did classes in Battlefield 1. That was my favorite thing to do, was go up and take tags. Go figure, right?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the
I
animations.
am so surprised by that. Oh man.
I don't have 400 knife kills in Breakpoint yet, though. So I'm close.
Yet.
I forget how many I had in Wildlands, but it was ridiculously high in Wildlands. Um, it was bad.
I think
Yeah.
I had one in Breakpoint.
Yeah, I saw that too, Nighthawk.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't mind keeping this one short. There hasn't been a whole lot going on because of Corona.
But what about the roundtable?
Oh,
This needs to be discussed.
is shrugging actually possible, or is it just a myth?
Now you have to look at the Urban Dictionary definition.
I think Gobi's gonna read it out loud for us.
I am. I don't know if I want to. It sounds like a
Oh,
trap.
this is
I think we
perfect.
need Niggle to read it out.
It
right
is
now.
absolutely perfect that Dr. Niggle joined this particular point in the pod.
Yeah, Gobi, read it out.
No, I nominate you.
Everybody else, let's nominate Gobi. 3, 2, 1.
I know.
I nominate Dr.
I nominate
Niggle.
Gobi.
All right, so that's 3 for Gobi, 2 for Doctor, or 1 for Dr. Niggle, 2 for Dr. Niggle, whatever. 3 for Gobi. Gobi, you have it. Read.
The act of inserting your testicles along with your penis in a woman's vagina and having intercourse, or fucking a woman with your balls. Imagine you can do this anally as well with a man, but that should have another name.
I am so happy that you didn't change the roundtable question from the one that I wrote yesterday.
Oh man.
I am so happy that I got that question out loud on speaker, and my girlfriend is sitting right here.
Good. She can answer it first. Is it
Does that
a
exist?
myth, or is it
actually
possible?
possible? Is it possible? I want to know.
Ooh. I can't even. This is disgusting.
Well, that's
And
the
there-
female's
there's your
opinion.
answer, boys.
Uh,
Can I think that is an acceptable answer. I really do.
I can't.
Aha!
I can't. Yep.
Oh my god.
I
Uh,
can't function anymore.
I guess we could maybe. No, Masami's probably busy. Oh, yep, she is. She's extremely busy listening to Spotify, so cannot have another female's opinion. Yep.
Yeah.
Why? What? Seriously, how long did you take on a web search to find this?
Like, between 5 and 15 seconds.
And why? Why? What was going through your head?
Why wouldn't I?
I mean, this is Dr.
He's
Niggle
got a
we're
point
talking about.
there. Why wouldn't he?
Good point. Yeah, it's Dr. Niggle. We'd expect nothing less. So we didn't talk about some of the things, the top two, because you weren't here. So, and nobody. Yep. Did you want to talk about those while you make your guest appearance, or do you just want to do the round table and peace out?
I have no idea what you're talking about. So what is it? What is this? What is it?
Well, something about RimWorld and then the Xbox, the source code.
Oh no, we can talk about Xbox source code got leaked on GitHub, or some of the processing source code for the AMD processor that is going to be used in the Xbox One or the Xbox Sex got leaked onto GitHub, and it was brought to my attention in the week because AMD was using DMCA takedowns on GitHub, which is not super common, so it's a thing that pops up on my radar. And I was wondering why, and it turns out that whoever it was that leaked the source code just put it up there as proof that they had it and said, yeah, if you're interested in buying it, let's make a deal. So AMD threw out some DMCA takedowns, took down most of the source code, found out later that there was other source code up there, took that down as well, and now there's a police investigation into who this person was. But we can talk more about it next week because it's a long and intricate story of how a hacker who was poking around just out of curiosity discovered that a fairly sensitive AMD computer had shit security on it. And she, the hacker, just copied all the data that they could and combed through it about a month later and figured out, wow, there's a whole fuck ton of source code here, and it appears to be for a processor that hasn't been released yet, and nobody's done anything about this. And then went back to the computer and found out that they hadn't done anything to reinforce security. They apparently hadn't reacted at all at this data breach.
They probably didn't even know about it.
Either that or the hacker was that good, and they just didn't know.
Right. We did talk about Halo 2 is coming out. How are you guys doing with your Halo playthrough?
Let's see. Omega and I are through the co-op for Halo Reach and through Halo Combat Evolved, so we're done with our co-op playthrough. I think Omega can speak more to that because he's probably doing more of the firefight and the multiplayer stuff. He fucking loves Halo Combat Evolved. He fucking loves it.
Is so he's seriously getting into the PvP of Halo?
Yes and no. I don't think the firefight is strictly PvP. I think it's more PvE, but it's team based. So it's horde mode. So
okay, I gotcha.
All these different, and each round is like different weapons. So one round could be all rocket launchers, and the next round could be all fuel rod cannons. So stuff like that. It's fun.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah, and you're about to jump into Breakpoint, I see, or you were in Breakpoint.
Oh yeah, no, I'm still there.
So we talked about it a little bit earlier. How are you played pre-immersion patch and post-immersion patch?
Correct.
Thoughts?
The only thing that I can speak to that I've really enjoyed about post-patch is the elimination of the gear system, or the gear score system. I am happy that they put that in. I'm happy that we're getting back to Ghost Recon Wildland mechanics because I very much enjoyed not having to worry about looting in Wildlands. Ghost Recon has never really seemed like a looting game to me. It was interesting to throw that in there. It's nice to have that option, but I like running around and murdering things and blowing up cars and treating it like GTA, which you're not supposed to, but I do anyway.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I heard you're a fan of the under grenade launcher there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
They were
the M80 launcher.
They were just saying about how I rush in, and I was just thinking to myself, they haven't played with DrNiggle yet.
Yeah, so you guys are going to be scoping out a location, trying to drone out, identify all the enemies. You're going to be like, yeah, okay, we got a good tactical situation here, actually. There's a route of approach to the east side that we go. Yeah, and then something just blows up. And you're like, who did that? And Niggle's like, what?
Or
Well, it seems like you refuse to play with us, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't know.
Oh no, I'm here tonight. I'm here preparing my character so that I can play with you guys.
oh,
About damn
God.
time.
Oh God.
Prepare your anuses, your ani, your anuses.
Sounds like I need some more lubricant. I
Hey,
mean, whiskey.
Definitely need more whiskey.
Yeah, first one, then the other.
I can
Um,
take my silencer off, is what we're
Or
saying.
both at the same time.
There is no point in using a silencer around me.
Sounds good to me.
so yeah, that's all right. Well, so yeah, I guess we're gonna wrap this shit up so we can go kill shit. That sounds like a fucking plan to me.
Yeah.
So thanks for joining us, and thanks for listening. Thank you all for joining me, and we'll catch you later. Peace.
Penis.
Penis.
you're full blown
Fine,
gay.
Shrugging.